and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner-related videos, DIY tutorials, budget videos, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I load a new video. Also, commenting, liking, and sharing this video to your favorite platform does help my channel grow and would be truly appreciated. All right, typically for the last, 9 weeks, on Thursdays, which I'm planning to have this video go up on, I have been doing a craft video, and this one's going to be a little different because I did some crafting, but I didn't do a tutorial because I don't know if you guys would be interested in a tutorial on this, so I just wanted to get some feedback. But what this is a little golden book that I've put on discs. Now here on YouTube, I've been watching tons and tons of videos regarding turning little golden books into journals, but I have not seen any that have put them on discs, and you know how I am. I prefer everything on discs. And so what I'm going to be doing, and if you're here for the story, then I will put a timestamp in the description box below of when the story starts, but I have included all of the pages, so the entire story is here. And unlike most of the little golden book journals that I've seen, it is the full page. If anything, there might be a smidgen cut off here or cut off here, but most of them, because they cut off this binding portion, that makes the book smaller than the original pages, and so either people cut the pages or they bend the pages over, and I like the look of this. Now, I probably will be listing this in my shop. I'm not sure if I should make this fancier or if I should leave the embellishment to whoever might be purchasing this. It would come with an assorted little scrap pack, and this idea I got from Nick the Booksmith here on YouTube. I'll link her channel below, but I just kind of like the idea. Now, when I was a little girl, my mom loved buying little golden books for my brothers and and I'm pretty sure it was, well, to me that seems super cheap. I was a little girl in the 70s, so maybe that wasn't really cheap. And then I also remember that my mom purchased a lot of these for my sister. I remember she had a box set of little golden books. So for me, this is very nostalgic. And here on YouTube, and even on Etsy, you see lots of little golden book journals, and they call them junk journals, but really it's just really creative. You take the story, you add some papers, and then you embellish, and then you journal on top of that. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to read you the story because I don't remember this story. I don't remember this at all, and I think it's an interesting one. And then at the end of the story, because I won't give any comments, I'm just going to read the story, and then at the end of the story, I'll come back and I'll talk about a little bit more about the planner and then some of the pictures in here. All right, so this is Little Golden Book, Mr. Dog. Mr. Dog, the dog who belonged to himself, by Margaret Weiss Brown, pictures by Garth Williams, and this is a Golden Press book. Copyright on this is 1952 and renewed again in 1980. Once upon a time, there was a funny dog named Crispin's Crispian. He was named Crispin's Crispian because he belonged to himself. In the mornings, he woke himself up and he went to the icebox and gave himself some bread and milk. He was a funny old dog. He liked strawberries. Then he took himself for a walk, and he went wherever he wanted to go. But one morning, he didn't know where he wanted to go. Just walk, and sooner or later, you'll get somewhere, he said to himself. Soon he came to a country where there were lots of dogs. They barked at him and he barked back. Then they all played together. But he still wanted to go somewhere, so he walked on until he came to a country where there are lots of cats and rabbits. The cats and rabbits jumped in the air and ran, so Crispian jumped in the air and he ran after them. He didn't catch them because he ran bang into a little boy. "Who are you and who do you belong to?" asked the little boy. "I am Crispin's Crispian and I belong to myself," said Crispian. "Who and what are you?" "I am a boy," said the boy, "and I belong to myself." "I am so glad," said Crispin's Crispian. "Come and live with me." Then they went to the butcher shop to get his poor dog a bone, Crispian said. Now, since Crispin's Crispian belonged to himself, he gave himself the bone and trotted home with it. And the boy's little boy bought a big lamb chop and a bright green vegetable and trotted home with Crispin's Crispian. Crispin's Crispian lived in a 2-story doghouse in a garden. And in his 2-story doghouse, he had a little fur living room with a warm fire that crackled all winter and went into the summer. His house was always warm. His house had a chimney for the smoke to go out, and upstairs there was a little bedroom with a bed in it, and a place for his leash, and a pillow under which he hid his bones. And there was plenty of room in his house for the boy to live there with him. Crispian had a little kitchen upstairs in his 2-story doghouse where he fixed himself a good dinner 3 times a day because he liked to eat. He liked steaks and chops and roast beef and chopped meat and raw eggs. This evening he made a bone soup with lots of meat in it. He gave some to the boy, and the boy liked it. The boy didn't give Crispian his chop bone, but he put some of his bright green vegetable in the soup. And what did Crispian do with his dinner? Did he put it in his stomach? Yes, indeed. He chewed it up and swallowed it into his little fat stomach. And what did the little boy do with his dinner? Did he put it in his stomach? Yes, indeed. He chewed it up and swallowed it into his little fat stomach. Crispin's Crispian was a conservative. He liked everything at the right time. Dinner at dinner time, lunch at lunchtime, breakfast in time for breakfast, and sunrise at sunrise, and sunset at sunset. And at bedtime he liked everything in its own place. The cup and the saucer, the chair under the table, the stars in the heavens, the moon in the sky, and himself in his little lone bed. And then what did he do? Then he curled in a warm little heap and went to sleep, and he dreamed his own dreams. That was what the dog who belonged to himself did. And what did the boy who belonged to himself do? The boy who belonged to himself curled in a warm little heap and went to sleep, and he dreamed his own dreams. That was what the boy who belonged to himself did. Good night and sweet dreams. Okay, so honestly, I don't know how I feel about this story. I mean, I like that Mr. Crispian is completely empowered, but honestly, and I don't know if it's because of the time frame, but some of these pictures are kind of scary to me. I don't know, maybe I'm too Disney-fied. But like, okay, I get this one. I'm not like this in the morning. I don't need my coffee or my food. I do need quiet, and luckily I get up at 4:30 in the morning, so that's not a problem. But I know people who are like this. And him just wanting to go for a walk and just see what he's going to see, that's really cool. But like this, I mean, what is he thinking? Why, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Where'd the hat come from? I guess an adult looking at a child's book is not the way to go. But I mean, they look like they're having fun, and that's not a bad day, but it's just, So, what? That's actually really pretty. And so they're buying sausage, and this guy's like, yeah, a dog with a hat and a pipe and a kid with no shoes on. Sure, what do you want? What do you want? I got it. They just go trotting along. Apparently when he walked to somewhere, because he didn't know where he wanted to go, it wasn't too far. There's no cats in Mr. Dog's little neighborhood. It seems kind of restrictive. But he seems very neat. A little chopping action. Oh, that's cute. And the dishes. He's got a very nice house. He actually has more room than I do. And he likes strawberries. We know that because it said so in the beginning of the book. And he eats with a spoon. He's a well, of course he does. He has a house. Why wouldn't he? And curtains. Of course he would eat with a spoon. And he liked everything in its place. And I have to say, me and Mr. Crispian have that in common. Tidying up with a bow. Not sure what the bow is attached to, but whatever. Oh, look. It's not even one of those clip-on bows. This is fancy. He ties it himself. But what does it stick to? I guess it clips onto his fur. He's got furry shoes. That's adorable. What is he wearing? His clothes are on the hook. You know what? You sleep how you want to sleep because you belong to yourself. Okay. I don't know what kind of video this is. It's certainly nothing I've done before. And really, I just wanted to show you the book. Again, it's very plain if you look at some of the other ones here on YouTube. I think when I make this again, I will need to try to reinforce this. What I don't want to do is cover this up because, I mean, I think the whole draw for me anyway is that it's a little golden book with a little golden spine, and it is fully intact. Very colorful, very nostalgic for me. And you know me, the benefit of having something on discs is that if I wanted to work on this, I wouldn't be bound to the book. I could just take it off. Now, what I would not recommend is taking the cover off. These pages, I really had to finagle with my Happy Planner punch because this isn't a standard size at all. These I used a hole punch and it punched through fine and it's secure on there. So, I mean, I can lift it up on there, but I think this would get the most wear and tear if you rip this on and off. I don't see why you'd need to unless you were changing the discs, but this still does have room to grow if you were doing embellishments. All right, guys, well, tell me what you thought of the story and tell me what you thought of the concept of this. Would you like to see a tutorial? I'm going to tell you right now, it's both easy but involved because getting the things off and then finagling with the punches and whatnot. I mean, once you see it, it's actually rather easy. But again, if it's not something anyone's interested in, then I'll just do some and put it in my shop and I'll see how it goes. But that's Mr. Dog. That's it for me for now. As always, thank you for following me on this journey and aloha.